Okay, this is going to be a manual installation of SnagIt, and we're going to do it manually on this local machine. So first of all, we're going to open up a command prompt. I've downloaded the SnagIt install file. You can see that basically I'm just calling the SnagIt install file with a / lowercase q. This is SnagIt version 12, and you can see here that the installation goes really quick. Um, but you can see now that it's going to go through the actual installation process, and it's not going to prompt us for the EULA. So you can see now that we have SnagIt installed on this machine, and the installation went through once again with no prompt. Okay, this is going to be a rundown of how to install SnagIt silently on workstations in mass using LANDESK software distribution. So the very first thing I've done is I've gone out, I've downloaded the actual trial of SnagIt. This is version 12. And the very first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to take that file and I'm going to put it into the file location where all of my software packages are on my LANDESK server. This is different for every customer. I'd say the most common place for trials is probably in the LD logon directory, which is C, program files, uh, then LANDESK, management suite, LD logon, and then packages. As you can see, mine's in a slightly different location. I'm going to come in here, I'm going to create a folder. I'm going to call this SnagIt, and we'll just leave it like that. I'm going to place the file in that location. And now that's my install file. I haven't made any modifications at all, any packaging or anything like that to that file. So now we're going to open up our LANDESK console. And I'm going to go up to the top. I've got everything closed out. So we're going to go to Distribution and Software Packages. Now, if you didn't know where your software distribution default location was, you can find out what your default location is. You got to click on any of these items in the bottom, and then you can click the gear up here, and that will show you the default location of where that is located. As you'll notice here, this is an HTTP location, so you may have to refer to IIS to find out where that is, but I do strongly recommend HTTP software distributions. So what we're going to do is I'm going to come into public packages. I've got a little structure over here to mine. You don't have to have this much structure. You can literally just do it in the root of public packages. But I'm going to come down here. I'm going to right click. That SnagIt file was an exe, so we're going to come down to New Executable Package. And we're going to give it a name. So this is going to be, I always like to start my items with whether it's an install or uninstall. So there's SnagIt. Let's give it a v12. So I'll just copy and paste that into the description field. And down here in the bottom, you'll notice this was the file structure from that location where all of my install files were located. So we're going to go down to SnagIt. I'm going to double click on that, and I'm going to click on the primary install file. In this case, it's a single file, so nice and easy. Over here on the install, I'm just going to give it a, just like we did manually, a / lowercase q. And that literally is all that I need to do in order to go out and create that package. So I'm going to go ahead and click Save. I now have my package over here, so we can type in SnagIt. So there's our package right there. So all I'm going to do now, we've created the package just by giving it a name, a description, primary file we're executing, and our command line switch of / lowercase q. We're going to right click. We're going to create a scheduled task. This is going to generate the actual task that we can use to target either a query of machines, a specified user, a group of users, or a static list of machines. In this case, I'm just going to send it out to our test machine that we have waiting over here. That is our Win7 box. I can see that it's online by the 3 badges that we're seeing on that. I'm going to drag and drop that machine. I also could copy and paste that machine into that task. And I'm literally just going to right click and I'm going to say start now. So right this second, it's going out. It's doing a push to that machine. And now what we're going to do is we're going to switch over to that machine. So we're coming over to the Windows 7 machine. We also could remote control that machine. And what I'm looking for, first of all, before this kicks off, notice that there is no SnagIt installed on this machine. So what I'm waiting to see is there will be a process by the name of, uh, I believe it starts with SD. So we're going to come down to S. There it is, SD client, which means the task is kicking off. It's communicating with the server. It's determining what files are necessary to download. It's asking the peers in its area of the network if anyone already has the file. In my case, there's only one machine in the network, so it's going to go to the server. It will download and cache the files so that if there are any additional machines, it will go out and share that file, and then it will execute that file. Now I have it set to execute as a local system on my computer, which is the highest level of access on a local machine. And you will see the software distribution is beginning down in the bottom right hand corner. We can go ahead and close out Task Manager now. Notice we have not had a prompt for any of the SnagIt licensing requirements or anything like that. It's actually a pretty quick install, so we should be getting the actual start menu icon here shortly. And we should also get a prompt from LANDESK notifying LANDESK that, or notifying the end user that the actual installation is complete. And there's our prompt telling us that the install of SnagIt version 12 has been successfully deployed. And if we come over, we can now see that SnagIt does exist there. And if we come back to the central LANDESK server that we installed from, we can see that the actual task was successful. So that's how we deploy SnagIt silently using LANDESK software distribution en masse. Thanks so much. If you have any questions, feel free to give me a call. I'm always happy to help out.